Imagine waking up at 6 a.m. after barely 5 hours of sleep. You're exhausted, you skip breakfast, and by the time you get to school, you're already struggling to stay awake. Then you're expected to learn, focus, and perform at the highest level for the next 7 to 8 hours. Does that sound familiar? As a high school student myself, I know exactly how draining early mornings can be, and I'm not the only one. Almost every high school student in the United States have felt the effects of sleep deprivation caused by school start times that are way too early. According to the American Psychological Association, in 2021, nearly 70% of high school freshmen and 83.5% of high school seniors failed to get enough sleep. That's why I believe that high school should start later in the day. This one change could dramatically improve student health, learning, and even safety. Today, I'll explain why. Teens biologically need more sleep. Later start times can help students succeed, and common objections to later start times can be solved. First, teens biologically need more sleep. Teens aren't just staying up late just to be on their phones. During adolescence, our internal body clocks, called circadian rhythms, naturally shift. That means we don't start feeling tired until around 11 p.m. usually, and we still need about 8 to 10 hours of sleep to function properly. According to pediatrician Michael Cuscetti in Johns Hopkins Medicine, quote unquote, teenagers are going through a second developmental stage of cognitive maturation. Additional sleep supports their developing brains as well as physical growth spurts. Therefore, even if we do go to bed at a reasonable time, waking up before 6 a.m. doesn't give us enough rest. This isn't about bad habits, but it's about how our brains and bodies are wired during this stage of life. Sleep deprivation can also lead to poor focus, a bad mood, bad memory, and an increased risk of anxiety and depression. The National Sleep Foundation performed a study that showed that nearly 7 out of 10 teens who are dissatisfied with their sleep reported elevated depressive symptoms. Second, starting school later improves performance and health. According to the University of Washington, when schools have moved start times later, even by just 30 to 60 minutes, students showed real improvements. Grades went up, and students were more engaged in class, and attendance improved. Health outcomes have improved as well. Students reported feeling less tired and stressed, and there were even fewer car accidents involving teens on their way to school. All of this came from simply adjusting the schedule to match when students are most alert. Third, the common objections to later start times can be solved. Yes, some people can worry about transportation, after school sports, and jobs, but school districts have made the change to found ways to adjust. Buses were rescheduled, sports teams started practice a little later, students had times still had time for jobs and extracurriculars. According to the American Psychological Association, some parents also had to worry about change to their own work routines, but with enough planning and flexibility, schools and families can adapt, and when the benefits are this strong, it's worth the effort. Let's be honest, early school start times are hurting students. We're not wired to perform our best first thing in the morning, and the benefits of later start times are proven. Better grades, healthier students, fewer absences, and even lives saved. High school should start later, not because we're lazy, but because it works. And instead of blaming teenagers for quote unquote not getting enough sleep every night, schools should accommodate for the sake of their students. Let us sleep and show you what we're really capable of. Thank you for listening.